I'm Cindy.
Armando.
And Michelle.
And this is our group presentation.
Trophic relationships. Energy enters living systems and the biosphere through the primary production of autotrophs. Heterotrophs. They get their energy by consuming autotrophs and other heterotrophs. The first level of heterotrophs eat the primary producers and photosynthesizing bacteria. The first layer of heterotrophs eat plants. The second layer of consumers eats primary consumers. Eukaryotes. Domain eukarya includes protists, which are mostly microbial eukaryotes. It is the presence of a nucleus that defines the member of domain eukarya. Eukarya comes from the Greek word meaning good or true. Eukaryotic cells are typically larger than prokaryotic cells. Chromoviolata is a eukaryote supergroup.
So, doing sponges. Sponges are members of the phylum Porifera, and they are very animal-like, and they are one of the most simplest of animals. So, they don't have tissues, and they don't have any organs either. There are two major cell types, collar cells and amoebocytes. And collar cells have flagella that whip water through the openings in the sponge's epithelium, which is their outer surface. And then amoebocytes are they pick up the nutrient particles from the incoming flow in the water. And sponges reproduce both sexually and asexually. And asexually, they could reproduce through budding and stuff like that. Okay. And then, so sponges are very simple organisms and don't have any complex organs or nervous systems, and they can even reassemble themselves. And after being torn apart by like a predator, they can put the pieces in contact with each other and grow together, often in less than a day.
What?
Phylum Platyheminthes, which is a worm, which is flatworms. They are very simple animals and are essentially a flattened tube of muscle and a simple digestive system with a single opening. That serves as both mouth and anus. There's the second type, which is the ribbon worms and phylum Nemerteria, which are slightly more complex because they have a flattened shape, but they have a one-way digestive system with a separate mouth and anus, and a simple blood vascular system. The last ones are roundworms, and they are structurally simple, and they have a round body with a complete one-way digestive system, and that's why they're called roundworms, because they're round. And they're very significant in marine biology because some of these are parasites. They're significant to marine biology because they live in the sea animals, and they can also live in humans through pinworms or hookworms or any type of parasites.
Marine lifestyles. Many different organisms can exist in the same environment and have similar survival strategies. For those purposes, marine scientists classify marine life into 3 different lifestyles. They're called plankton, nekton, and benthos. And plankton is a group of plants and animals that exist adrift in ocean currents. Most plankton are small or microscopic and can't swim against currents and waves. The nekton are what you probably visualize when you think of marine organisms. These are the organisms that swim from small invertebrates to large whales. So the sea predators are nekton. The majority of nekton are invertebrates, which are animals with internal skeletons and backbones, such as squid. The benthos are organisms that live on or in the bottom. Benthos can move about or be cystic-like, sea anemones, barnacles, and sea fans, which are attached. One important subgroup of plankton is called the neuston. The neuston are those plankton that float at the surface. The benthos are divided into the epifauna, the class of Romaniidae, that are part human and part tension. The epifauna are those animals, such as crabs, that live on the seafloor, and fauna are organisms that are partially or completely buried in the seafloor. The most basic division of the ocean based on location is between the water column and the bottom. The water portion is called the pelagic zone, and the bottom is called the benthic zone. The pelagic zone is divided into two horizontal zones, Neretic and Oceanic. The Neretic zone is the water area between the low tide marking the edge of the continental shelf. The Oceanic zone is the open water area beyond that. The Oceanic zone is further divided into vertical regions called the epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, and abyssopelagic, and the hadopelagic zone. The epipelagic zone is the open layer that sunlight penetrates. Below that is the twilight zone, the mesopelagic zone. The bathypelagic zone is the deep water in the open ocean. The abyssopelagic zone is even deeper in the water in the ocean trenches. Also, the deepest part of the water is called the Mariana Trench, and it goes 7 miles deep. And this is our presentation. Okay, we're gonna redo that. 1, 2, 3. And this is our group presentation.
Take 3.
Take 3.
Take 3. Do you want an A in your class?
Yeah.
The origins of life. Sorry, my head won't see you. No, leave it.
Wow. God dang it.
Holy crap,
I'm
Armando!
so sorry, I suck. Oh my gosh.
Good. Put people in a coma.
But I'm like sitting like.
The subgroup is called Newton. Houston.
Sponges!
I don't know how I feel about my fan. It's ugly.
I know!
Phylum. Oh. Phylum.
Planktons exist in the ocean by ocean currents. Yep, they do.
I feel like funny stuff in the green.